They are like, they're also a little bit squishy here. So the damage build Karina could possibly work, but I feel like with Shen and Zia, they do have enough damage, and even ureshii in these early stages can put out a decent amount of damage, but only time will tell as we jump into game 2 of the Valley up against Ackerman. The Valley does lead this best of 5 series with 1 match. Can Ackerman come back and give us a dead even?
Maybe. We're already seeing ureshii put a lot of presence down on this XP lane, but Chicken responded very well. Gau's Cutie, again on this show, I feel like we're going to have to definitely watch the angles and just where Gau's Cutie is coming in and out of. If we got to look and possibly see some win comps here from Ackerman, I think it's going to lead up to Gau's Cutie hitting some of the Way of the Dragon, Shin being able to steal maybe the Soaring Eagle, maybe even the Black Boots from Hoon to have that sustainability to survive in some team fights here. Of course, the Valley's win condition here is just kind of protecting the Balmon and just continuing to take objectives. That's what Balmon Secure is just so well at. And again, Mobazane just invades a lot on the enemy's jungle, so maybe also showing presence and taking and controlling Mobazane.
And Gau's Cutie does, one of the things he does well here is what we're seeing him do right now, give vision, create pressure into the enemy jungle. And last game we saw the Valley with Hoon and Shark doing that regularly, but this time Ackerman taking the step, taking the initiative on that. Now, like you said, yes, Valley just great overall at getting objectives, even without this Balmon. But Zia in a bad spot here, doesn't have the crossbow tank, so can't quite come back. But Zane does miss the lethal counter and can't get the finish here, but that is going to be a bit of gold plating going over to the side of Basic.
Yeah, and I mean, now Tarzan kind of set up to maybe take the turtle, but I think Mobazane would be back in enough time here. Super Shark giving vision. I mean, what? Oh, wow. Not even going to go for the turtle here. Let's Tarzan go for it. Mobazane kind of just holding his own here and didn't want to go for it. It's interesting that he decided to just go for his blue buff. And I think that's because Tarzan is invading, like that's what the Karina does best. But the biggest thing that we do have to point out is that the Karina is a tank Karina. It's actually not damaged. So I think that's an interesting take here. Like you were saying, their team comp was looking a little squishy, so having that extra bit of oomph is going to be good.
And now back to that turtle, right? I think this is one thing I really admire Zane for, in a sense, is if he doesn't feel like they have the advantage on it, or he feels like the other team has too much of an advantage on it, he'll make the shot call, say, hey, we're not going for that turtle. They have a really good positioning on it. ureshii was kind of zoning them away. Shark was down to a half a bar of health. They just, and he made the call, and I think it's a good call on a lot of teams. You see the teams that do that sometimes, and the thing about it is the Valley's still holding a gold lead right now. So they're not... It's something that they're able to do and not lose out on right now. Yes, it's not a huge gold lead, but still, it is a big difference, like, to be able to do that, to be able to give up that neutral objectives and still stay on top.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what a lot of people don't really do. Like, look at they were just too thick still going at it right there. Couldn't really do much. But again, I feel like not a lot of jungles really utilize their full kit to stop the other jungle. It's a jungle war out there, and I mean, you can see it. Tarzan already going to get some of Mobazane, but the Way of the Dragon!
Way of the Dragon, and the black shoot's already been popped. Tarzan gets first blood. A nice pick from Ackerman there. Gau's Cutie really waited out those black shoes and was able to find the play, G.
Yeah, and I mean, this is what I was saying from the side of Ackerman, and that's one of many steps we need to see, but we have a giveaway here, T-Rex.
Yeah, giveaway does come in. Make sure you put the link in, go to the link in the description and put in that code, but a fight is on, so don't leave just yet. Turtle does go to the side of the Valley there, but like I was saying, use the code on the screen, go to the link in the description to redeem it. Zia now, though, with the crossbow tang, does get it off. Basic, taking a bit of damage, can't quite get the finish, though. Zia now, circling Eagle onto him and gets the kill. This is rough. Zia down, gold laner down, 1 for 1 on the board.
A 1 for 1. I mean, this is good, and like you were saying early on, like MOBA Zane, what he excels at is being able to keep the gold lead in the jungle, at least, just right neck and neck when they need to. But looking at items here, basic almost, chicken though, going down by Tarzan.
That's a good play. So they're answering back and forth G, but now Zane and Tarzan going at it. Tarzan brought a little bit low here. Hoon coming to back up, but Shen and Ureshii are also coming from the backside. Ureshii trying to close in, see if he can find a target. Circling Needle comes in, off the map. Basic goes down, Zia picks that up, but Ureshii now in between several members, takes a bit of damage, able to back off though. And now we're back at a stalemate, but Ackerman is leading on the board in kills, and the gold is slightly moving to their side.
Yeah, and I mean, that'd be what they have to do to turn this around. Another thing that I got to point out here is that, you know, Zia's not looking too bad, you know, does have one death, and the team's kind of focusing on him. But again, Tarzan's also looking equally as good. The Karina tank is still in meta, it seems. You know, able to put a lot of pressure and secure some of the kills. You did say it early on that the Valley was looking a little squishy. Personally, I think maybe if build a little bit of damage, maybe go a hybrid Karina, we might see some crazy plays here. Tarzan, we might see a fight though.
Yeah, Turtle is back up. Zane gonna start working on it a bit. Shen dancing around looking for something. The knockup does come on to Shen though. Chicken trying to find something. Black Shoes pops though from Shen, steals that away from Hoon. Now Guiding Eagle onto Gauss Cutie. Lethal counter comes in, but Zia takes the turtle. Nice way of the dragon onto Zane. Zane taking a bit of damage. Gauss Cutie with the G Kondo gets the knockup. Tarzan tries to get the finish, but can't quite connect. No kills on the board, but the turtle does go to the side of Ackerman. One more thing, we saw the lane swap after Basic gets solo killed. They move him down to the EXP lane. It's now Fried Chicken going against Zia on the top side.
Yeah, and I mean, the Valley needs to respond and maybe do a swap as well. But I mean, Ureshii's kind of holding his own against Shark and Basic down there, and we already seen a tower take. MOBA Zane barely made it out with so much health, and he might be going down here. But Ureshii's also in trouble. There's a lot of Ackerman just everywhere. I don't know if they really have any clear goal here, T-Rex.
I mean, they're keeping pressure on right now. Gold still out of even, but this is around the phase that we saw last game when the Valley, they kept it even. Yes, they were behind in kills, but they got that power spike in. They really started to hammer in. Both teams down one tower, but Fried Chicken continues to harass the top side. And I think you're right. I think Zia may need to move around a bit because he's forced to keep on coming back. Wait a second, nice way to Dragon onto Zane. This could be bad for Zane. Zane trying to get away, dashes to the wall with the lethal counter, but Tarzan picks up the kill. A nice play from Ackerman once again. But still, they need to find some objectives now with this take.
Yeah, I mean, they do have the opportunity to possibly maybe push mid lane here. But they have to rotate up to, you know, keep Zia at bay. Again, normally when we see a big pick like taking out MOBA Zane, taking out the other team's jungle, we should see an objective be taken, and we did. You know, Ureshii, the bottom lane, able to secure a tower, and that's what we love to see. You need to do that. Anytime you take a pick like that, you need to take a major objective. It might not set them up for the Lord, but we might see it here, T-Rex.
Yeah, they are starting to work on it a bit as the side of the Valley kind of peeks their eyes out. The problem is the Shark is already about half a bar down. Ureshii gonna keep him back. Shark taking a bit of damage, uses a circling eagle onto Shen, but he's just too deep. They are gonna be able to pick that up. Shen finding the kill. Zane looking for something as Tarzan continues to work on this Lord. Zane though, coming around the side. Zia knows he's there. Gonna try to get these weakness points and get that crossbow tang off. Can't quite find it. Finally does. Gauss Cutie gets the kill. Zane goes down. Lord goes to the side of Ackerman. Now they're on a roll. Another tower will fall. 3 towers down for the side of the Valley, but Ackerman is not done yet. Gauss Cutie looking, searching, hunting for one more pick. He does have that way of the dragon ready to go, so we're going to need to keep an eye on him up in the top side, though. Fried Chicken does get the knock up. Main Hoon holding the front side. Lord still coming down the bottom, and Zia is working his way there. They're going to try to get some more material. They're going to try to get some towers out of this push, G.
Yeah, and all of Ackerman, their full team's up. They have all of their utility available. And gosu hit a wave of dragon on Super Shark. Not quite sure what that was about, but did attempt to go for it. I think maybe the Lord was a little bit useless here.
I mean, they take the middle tower. They do a little bit there, but not able to really, get that much out of it. What I can say that is they secured themselves in this gold lead. They conserved themselves. They held themselves not only in a gold lead, but on the map. They've now taken control of the Valley's jungle a bit. They've taken control of pressure, and they've put themselves at a decent lead here.
I mean, you can definitely tell Ackerman's team fight in this time. It's 7-1 right now. The Valley having a hard time getting picks. mlb's been constantly getting soloed out here. And the biggest thing is that I have to point out is gosu. This is what I said in the very beginning. We needed to see gosu on this show utilize the Way of the Dragon, get into those angles to utilize it to give the teams picks. And they're excelling at that. Now, the side of the Valley, they're having a little bit of trouble securing some of the major objectives. Zia was able to take that last Lord, and it was just insane. Zoning out mlb's and him just being soloed out has been one of the bad factors right now of the Valley. Like, look at him. He's just there. Where's the team? Shark's not kind of, being there. And I feel like Chicken's having a problem with the Benedetta.
Yeah, having a major problem with the Benedetta. ureshii just really utilizing this hero to its maximum capabilities. Not to mention gosu as well. One thing I can say for the Valley is basic on this Melissa. The possibilities are still there. Tarzan, though, he is tanky enough to deal with this. 3 members on him. ureshii now here to help out, but they don't even need it. This is why I think that tank build on the Karina was so clutch. And as we see, they have enough damage to deal with the Valley right now. They just needed someone that could hold the front line and be a nuisance, and that's what Tarzan's being. Not to mention with the passive, he still does some decent damage. He's still able to melt into the front line of Valley and possibly the back if they can get their towers continue to fall on the side of the Valley. Now G with Lord coming up.
With Lord coming up now, I mean, Ackerman's looking really good. The snowballs kind of started to play an effect there. They do have a little bit of a level difference as well against the Valley, and they're just doing really good to zone them out. And I feel like that's when the 8-minute mark happens. A lot of the towers are down. Now they're able to rotate, and it's where, like, key plays come into factor here. And again, I think ureshii picking up the Benedetta has been causing a big problem for the Valley, just the maneuverability and the speed here. And not only that, Tarzan on the Karina. Is Karina possibly making a comeback? Because this is the second time we've seen it played, and it's done really well.
I think done correctly with the right composition, Karina is still very viable, as we're seeing now. Conceal play coming in, though. gosu look for something. Tower does go down because the Valley needs to back off. They know they have to be careful for that Way of the Dragon. Shen poking his head in, making sure they know we're here. Lord now approaching the top inhibitor, will get the crash for it is enhanced. Comes in. Zia, ureshii also diving in. Big Jukondo knocks up 4 members. Basic goes down. Tarzan picking up an unstoppable kill. Fried Chicken maybe next. He is. And now the Lord is onto the base. Zia going to work his way around. This will be it. Ackerman take game 1. It's a 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. Ackerman have showed up.
They have GG's into game 2. The victory goes to Ackerman. They're looking really good. They played that game, textbook compared to last time. So I'm glad.